A few beautiful ideas. What goes first here? First and foremost, the question, which has really bothered me for a while, it says in the beginning of the Megillah that Kol Abdei HaMelech are commanded to bow down to Haman. U'Mordechai lo yichra v'lo yishtachavim. And then the pasuk says that they came and they told Haman that he's not bowing, and higidu lo asher hu Yehudi. They told him that Mordechai is a Jew. Now, if you see the Midrashe Chazal, there's no way that Haman didn't know that Mordechai is a Jew. He for sure knew this already. What is the pasuk saying? They told him that he's a Jew. Now because of that, now I have beef with him. He knows him for decades already. They worked together. They worked together recently by the Suda. They worked together years before this as generals from the army. They knew each other. So, first of all, he doesn't need to be told by anybody that Mordechai is a Jew. He knows that. Second of all, it's just not shaykh, regardless of the Midrash Chazal, that the biggest anti-Semite in the world won't know that Mordechai is a Jew. It's just like, it would be like saying that the biggest Jew hater today doesn't know that Jared Kushner is Jewish. There's no such thing. Of course he knows. It's his business to know that. His hate, his whole agenda of hating Jews is, and this one, and the money, and that's part of the whole business. So, there's no way that Haman didn't know that Mordechai is a Jew. And here the pasuk is mashma, that he's being informed for the first time. That's what it sounds like. So Kedushas Levi makes diukim in the psukim to explain what's going on here. He says, yes, there's a law that everyone has to bow down to Haman, but not everyone. Only people who are on a lower political madrega than Haman have to bow down to Haman, and that's almost everyone. But it's not mamish everyone. There's certain people who are politically on the same level as Haman, and they don't have to bow. There's no reason that they should be bowing. They're politically on the same level. So Mordechai, by law, did not have to bow down to Haman. He's medayik in the psukim. It's beautiful diukim. And he says that therefore, Mordechai's patur from bowing, no problem. Haman wouldn't have any problem with that. But Mordechai made it his business to say to as many people as he could, I want you to know, the reason I'm not bowing down to him is not because I'm patur, I'll be the law. The reason I'm not bowing down to him is because I'm a Jew. And Jews don't do that. That's why I'm not bowing down to him. Now, once he says that, meaning that's the pshat in the pasuk. He gidulai. They told him not that he's Jewish. He knows he's Jewish. Every anti-Semite knows the big famous Jews. But they told him the reason he's not doing it. He told us the reason he's not doing it is not because of the law. The reason he's not doing it is because he's a Yid, and a Yid doesn't do that. Oh, this infuriated Haman, and now Haman begins his agenda. The pshat is, the lesson for us to take from this is we have to know who we are. We have to know what we stand for, what our morals are, what we're not willing to compromise on, what it means that I'm a Jew, what that means to me, and what that means to everyone around me, what that has to say about me. And that has to be steadfast. It has to be something that I don't play games with. It's my identity. Nowadays, it's very common to play games with identity. I don't play games with my identity. I am who I am, and that's it. And it's solid, and it's forever. That's one lesson, beautiful lesson we could learn. Another lesson. Esther finds out that Mordechai is sitting on the floor in the street and with sackcloth and crying and yelling, Zaka Gedoyla. She doesn't know what's going on. She didn't hear what happened. So she sends a messenger to tell him, Mazeh val mazeh, what's going on over here? Come and talk to me and we'll figure it out. Oh, he can't come because he's wearing levush sak. Okay, so she sends him a new outfit. Here, give this to him, this new outfit, new robe, whatever it was, and tell him he'll put this on and then he'll come and talk to me. Because you can't come into the Ein Lova Yel Shar Melch B'Levush Sak. So he brings it to Mordechai, and the pasuk says Veloi Kibel. Mordechai refused to accept it. Now, why? We understand that Mordechai has a very important role over here. He's leading a public agenda of tshuva and tefillah and ze'aka. Of course. But take 5 minutes, take 10 minutes, take half an hour, take a break, let the oilam continue without you for a little while. After all, you have to do hishtadlus, you have to do, he's one of the chashav askanim. Go in, change the clothing for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, go talk to her after all. Go talk to her. And then, 10 minutes later, you come back, you put on the sak veifer again, and you continue. Why not? So, says the Mefarshim, the Iker Hishtadlus over here, the Iker Hishtadlus was the tshuva and the tefillah. He's going to stop the Iker Hishtadlus in order to do a very secondary Hishtadlus of going in to talk to her. Who is she, Bichlal? The king's not necessarily going to listen to her. She's the new kid in town. She's not really in charge. He could kill her if he wants to. The whole thing, I'm going to put my real hishtadlus of talking to Melech Malchei Amlachim, who's the real boss and who makes the real decisions. He's the one who made this gzeira on us to begin with. I'm going to stop talking to him in order to go and talk to her. Bishlama, if I didn't have to stop talking to him in order to talk to her, is one thing. But it doesn't make sense in order of priorities. That's what I should do. And therefore, Mordechai loy kibel. He said, it doesn't make sense. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. We have to know, therefore the lesson for us to see from this is, when we have any tzara, whether it's a big tzara, a small tzara, and by the way, a small tzara is sometimes more meaningful than a big tzara. Why? Because what's the purpose of any tzara, big or small? The purpose of any tzara, Chazal tell us, is to awaken with it, to prod us, to connect with the Eibishter through tefillah, through tshuva. And how does it work? It works that if a small prodding will get the job done, so the Eibishter has no reason to do a bigger prodding. You knock on the door, and they come and open the door. So you don't have to then knock harder. They opened it already. It's good. We're good. You don't have to pound on the door if they opened it already from this normal knock. So if the Shmuel gives you a small tzara, you have to realize, if you react properly to this small tzara, he has no reason to give you a bigger tzara. So it's very important. Sometimes the small tzaras, you have to be extra sensitive with that. If you get the job done properly with the small tzara, if you connect, if you do tshuva, if you daven from the small tzara, the big tzara doesn't need to come. You've already fixed it. You've already taken care of the goal that the tzara was meant to achieve was achieved. So Al Kaponim, anytime we have any tzara, we have to remember what is the priorities, what's the order of events over here. What am I going to do? What's am I going to be in my main hishtadlus? My main hishtadlus is going to be to call my brother-in-law, my friend, my this one, protectia. This guy will back me up, he'll help me. What's my main hishtadlus? Hishtadlus is very important. Real hishtadlus is very important, but what's my main, where am I going to put my main focus? My efforts, my energy into the hishtadlus, where? By this guy and this one who can't really help me? Or by Melech Malchei Amlachim, that every decision is his and every Yeshua comes from him? Just where am I going to put the emphasis? The emphasis has to be on the most worthwhile hishtadlus. The most worthwhile hishtadlus is talking to the boss who's in charge of anything anyway and who can do whatever he wants and no one can stop him. Ein miyodoi matzil, as opposed to talking to this one and that one who only half cares and only might remember and he might be able to and he might not. And You have to know what makes most sense in terms of Ishtadlus. And of course, the Ishtadlus of Tefillah and of Tshuva, that's going to, most of the time, that's going to be the main, number one, real priority, real effort that makes the most sense over everything else. Other things, perhaps, also make sense to do. But not al cheshbon, I'll focus mostly on that, and then I'll barely do the Tshuva Tefillah. Then, you miss the boat. And if a guy named Noach tells you missed the boat, you know you're in trouble.